The unpleasant people. What they're saying is right here, I'm going to read a little bit to you. It said, they will declare unpleasant people to those who seek sex tourism in Cartagena. Now, this is starting in the up and coming months. And what they're saying is that tourists who in the country intend to fall into any of these practices, which will be the drugs or the sex tourism, will not only be deported, but will be declared persona non grata. And of course, before commission of any crime, a respective prosecution will proceed, says the president, and that's President Duque here in Colombia. The so-called Christmas security plan, and I'm going to tell you guys why they're having the Christmas security plan in a second, implements an arrival of 50 additional police officers and 10 judicial investigations. So they are serious about this. Who will be in charge of monitoring and prosecuting those involved in sexual crimes in Cartagena. So I know some of us have heard about it as rumor, but it is actually true. That is exactly what they're doing. One of the reasons why they're doing that, okay. Do you think Cartagena is trying to clean it up before the President Biden gets there? Bingo. That's one of the number one reasons why they are going to clean it up. And I'll tell you guys why. Let me go back to the screen share. There are two reasons that President Biden is coming and planning a trip to Cartagena. Now, I do have another article, and it states about this is not President Biden's first trip to Cartagena. So if you guys think this is his first trip, it is not. This is actually his second trip, because President Biden actually came to Cartagena when he was vice president for President Obama. And we all know when the CEO of a company is coming through your job, because they start making sure everything is up to par on the job, right? You like the CEO of so-and-so that runs our factory is coming to the factory. And what do? They start street sweeping the factory. They make sure the factory is clean. Or if you, like in my case, you work for a college. Well, when the dean or the president of that college is coming through that department, they make sure that department is clean. And so it is. President Biden is coming through in December or January. It's not a coincidence that they will be dang if y'all walking around up under the clock tower and the president trying to visit the clock tower. What sense does that make? Also realize, well, we only go to the clock tower at night. There's some that go through the day. That whole city. So they're going to be seeing the president's security. What the president don't get to see during the day, his security get a chance to see during the night. They're there day and night. And so they know in Cartagena, they've got to clean things up. And so because they know it's already started, thanks, Los. Because they already know there is no way in the world you're going to let the president of the free world, the most powerful man per se in the world, walk around Cartagena and dudes buying pros, throwing up money up in the air. The other thing is the reason why they're cleaning it up in Cartagena is child pros in Cartagena. It said child pros, and I'm just saying it like that, is a serious problem in the city. Now, this was 2013. 26% of Cartagena inhabitants live in poverty. That's a lot of people. Many families have no other way out of deprivation than to sell their young daughters and sons as pros. For example, Fernando, which was a name change, was 13 years old when a stranger made him a seemingly lucrative offer on Facebook to a kid, a 13-year-old kid in Cartagena. When they offered to pay me, he said, I naively agreed, and for 2 years, he was regularly abused and intimidated by a group of men. And so now Cartagena that's an issue once again in Cartagena, that people are going down and turning kids into pros. And so the problem is the president, they are not going to allow the president of the United States to be around that mess. It is not happening. They're tired of it. Now, you got guys that'll sit back and say, well, Colombia will lose once, because they're cutting down on pros in Medellin too. They started to cut down. They started, it ain't just in Cartagena. They got blueprints ready for Medellin as well. They got some things that's coming down the turnpike there for there also. And a lot of times people don't realize that it's not just about you. It's not just about your pleasure. It's not just about your fun. I know you guys want to come down, ladies too, because ladies are coming down here for the same thing. So don't just think that it's just the dudes that's coming down here. It's ladies. I meet ladies in Cartagena all the time coming down here for their Colombian Latin loves. But now, once again, the ugliness of it is taking place. And they refuse to let that ugliness show his head while the president of the United States is here. Now, will it end after the president leaves, after December? Will things go back to the negative normal? I don't think so, because they're hiring 50 police officers to come down this way. They're not just going to ship those 50 police officers out the way the president leaves. They still want to keep Cartagena at least halfway cleaned up. And like I said, a lot of guys think that, well, Colombia will fall apart because of if they don't have pros. I'm gonna tell you something that most of you guys don't realize about Colombia. You better need to do your homework about Colombia. Do you know what the number 2 form of unauthorized income here in Colombia? The ladies? Nope. We already know what number 1 is. You think that the ladies in the pros are number 2. Nope, nowhere near. Colombia is one of the number 1 in the top 3 locations in the world for stolen car parts. Over 90+% of stolen car parts in the United States make it down to Colombia and other countries. You got the tires stolen in the States, probably came down to Colombia. Somebody stole a battery, it probably made it to Colombia. Over 90+, you can look it up. Most stolen car parts in the United States come down to Colombia. Colombia is making hand over fist, refurbishing, remixing, remastering, whatever they're doing with stolen car parts, and selling those car parts once they refurbish them to other countries to stick in your cars as if they were new. One of the number 1. So they are not sweating about you and your little girlfriend that you just paid for. They could care less about that money. It's cool for the people that are poor, but most people that are in the pro game, they don't have somebody that's overlording them. Let's put the word overlord out there instead of the word that rhymes with imp. Nope, it's not even real estate. Stolen car parts. I didn't even know that one. I came across that one. I was like, what? And yeah, stolen car parts are shipped here. But I never thought of that. Never in a million years. I'm thinking about the flowers, because Colombia is the number one countries in the world where countries get flowers. I don't care if it's the Kentucky Derby and they put the flowers around a horse's neck. I don't care if it's flowers for a funeral or a wedding. Most of those flowers that you see in Walmart, all those flowers came from all floral companies. 1-800-Flowers come from Colombia. So I'm thinking that is flowers. Then I hadn't even mentioned coffee, right? Haven't even mentioned coffee, but then Colombia has a contract with Toyota, and so they have an assembly company here that assembles Toyota cars. So they make it hand over fist in billions with Toyota. What's my point in saying that? Don't get tricked into thinking that little chump change that you gave that little poor impoverished woman that you had fun with, and you making her and her cousins feel good, that it's breaking the economy if you don't show up, that Colombia is just gonna fall apart if you and your partners don't show up for the Barranquilla festival. No, it ain't. Long before you brought your tail here, Colombia was doing all right, and long after you gone and you go into another country, Colombia is gonna be all right, just like any other country. And I think that's the mistake that a lot of guys make, or individuals make. They assume that a country needs this particular form of income. They appreciate the income. The income is a plus, because when we go to other countries, we don't just, buy pros. We go to restaurants, we go to clubs, we buy drinks, we go to buy, if you need another piece of luggage, we bring a lot to the economy other than just the ladies. We bring a lot to the economy. But we have to realize our tourism is not the main tourism in Colombia too. There are people that actually come to Colombia just to come to Colombia. We actually met a couple yesterday. When they interviewed me, they also interviewed a couple from Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. This couple, they've been married 21 years, great couple, early 50s. And I was like, what brings you guys to Cali? To Cali, Colombia. He said, me and my wife were like, we got a week off work. What you want to do? It was like they threw a dart. It was like, well, let's go to Cali, Colombia. And so they said, okay. She said, okay, let's go to Cali. And so they went to Cali and had a great time, a really good time. And they said that after Thanksgiving, they're coming back to Colombia and they're going to Medellin next go around, because they've heard some good things about Medellin landscape and how beautiful it is and things like that. So they're heading to Medellin. So it's a lot of people that come down here. We met a girl from the Netherlands, and we met another girl from, I forgot where she was from in Europe. And then we met a dude who was he was the hired photographer for the Pan Am Games. And he's from Uruguay. And these people are just here as tourists. So when you think that your little tourism is the only or the true tourism in Colombia, it's not. It's not. You are not the sole source of tourism in Colombia. I'm just saying, don't get lulled into thinking, oh, they need us. Yeah, the broke people that live in barrios that's like the east side of Cali, they need you. I ain't gonna lie about that. They broke. The females that want to party but ain't got no money, because Colombian dudes don't make no money like that. And so here you come and they want to party and have fun. Yeah, they need you. No doubt. But regular tourists, regular Colombia, man, they don't need you. You will not be missed. If every American and European does not come here and pay for play ever again, I promise you, Colombia is not going to fall apart. Okay, Los.
Yeah, straight like that, man. What's going on, man?
What's up, brother?
My camera ain't on because I'm not in the best area. The best setting. So
no problem, brother.
If you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, no doubt. Yeah, man. Just coming on. I had to wait for a minute when I had before I came back on. You was talking about the stuff that was going on in Cartagena, man, with the lockdown, and with them cleaning it up and everything. Yeah. I had seen some videos, few videos where the clubs is dead. Ain't nothing but, you know what I'm saying, the females that's in the clubs. You know what I'm saying? They got a whole, it's a little small mini substation in the clock tower area. So it ain't gonna be nobody just standing around congregating in the clock tower area. It's just not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, if they got a little, and then this is the other part that people is failing to realize and know, because I spent a fair amount of time in Cartagena, so I know how it works. You know what I'm saying? Those guys, you know what I mean? If I was the police chief, right? Well, right. And I wanted to clean up Cartagena before the president shows up. The very first places that I'm going is to the Airbnbs and the hotels, because you can't sleep with these females if you don't have nowhere to take them to. saying?
True.
So that's the very first
True.
place. If I was the police chief, and then in Cartagena, where those of who have experience going there, they know that them chicas got to show their ID when they go in these places. So these people, and if they're a working girl, and they go in and they frequent in these places a lot. So that means that the hotels and the people that work at these Airbnbs and stuff, they know these girls' faces. So therefore, they're gonna know to alert the authorities. Hey, look, we got a gringo in here. He got a, you know what I'm saying? They might just let you go and pass just to set you up to get caught. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody think about that. So the best case scenario for anybody traveling to Cartagena for that sole purpose is just don't come. Go to DR. You know what I'm saying? Or wherever else, you know what I'm saying, you can go find it, because obviously they're trying to clean it up. And then right before I got off, you were saying the president. Well, I remember when President Obama was down here, and the Secret Service got in trouble. You know what I'm saying? They got in trouble for messing around with them prostitutes that was down there. So yeah, man, you don't remember that story?
I didn't know that.
The Secret Service got that. That's how I heard about Cartagena. That's how I originally heard about Cartagena. Yeah, the Secret Service got in trouble during the Obama administration for out there messing with them chicas out there at the clock tower. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Jay? I see you. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole reason why, you know, if you got another president coming down here, man, they ain't finna have that. You know what I'm saying? That's a black eye for the country. You know what I mean? And then you just, if like you said before, you got the president wanting to walk around and tour the old city and the clock tower area, and you got a bunch of whores standing around, like, you know what I'm saying, for real? Yeah. This is what you want to showcase to the people? You know what I mean? They even have that. And what people don't understand is it ain't just for the Christmas season. It's gonna continue. That's gonna be something that, in my opinion, is gonna stay at the level of the Airbnb and hotels. Because again, if you can't take them nowhere, then you kill all of that, because them chicas is not finna take these dudes back to their personal house. And if they do, and the dude follow them, they stupid, because you can get set up and robbed in they stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, that was my thoughts on that particular subject.
oh man, you just gave some insight I didn't know, and that's what I love about about knowing you, man. There is so much knowledge that you have that you can share with me, and share with us, because a lot of us probably didn't think about that or remember that during the Obama administration.
Yeah, that was definitely a big time story, man. And I remember it because it happened right before, my friends was talking about taking trips, and the reason why I remember it so much is because they was making jokes about me not being able to go, you know what I'm saying, take trips. I was married at the time. And you know what I'm saying, one of the running jokes was, Carlos can't never take no boys trip. He can't never go nowhere, blah, blah, blah. And Colombia was one of the places. And then, you know what I mean, that was a subject about them Secret Service agents. Man, you can go look it up on the internet right now. You know what I'm saying? There's all that.
I'm looking. Jay said that her driver in Cartagena knows one of the ladies that was involved in that.
See?
So, yeah. That's crazy.
So that tell you right there that, you know what I mean, that it was so prevalent that the Secret Service couldn't get past it. So, you know what I mean, they're not gonna have that happen again.